The AIDS epidemic has claimed millions of lives. HIV is widely accepted as the cause of AIDS. However, Peter Duesberg and Kary Mullis challenged this belief in their book Inventing the AIDS Virus. Their book ignited a heated debate. They propose that HIV is not the cause of AIDS. Instead, they suggest lifestyle choices and toxins as factors. The book's stance has drawn both praise and criticism. Supporters applaud their courage while critics argue it lacks scientific rigor. Inventing the AIDS virus remains a controversial piece of scientific literature. Duesberg and Mullis dissect the evidence supporting the HIV/AIDS hypothesis. They challenge the definition of AIDS. AIDS is not a single disease, but a syndrome. A syndrome is a collection of symptoms with multiple causes. Symptoms can be caused by malnutrition, drug use, and other infections. They question the reliability of HIV tests. Tests are not specific for HIV. Positive results can occur in uninfected people. They challenge the interpretation of test results. A positive test does not mean a person will develop AIDS. Their critique is multifaceted. They challenge the role of HIV in AIDS. Their arguments raise questions about AIDS. Their work fuels debates on the disease and its treatment. Duesberg and Mullis propose alternative explanations for the AIDS epidemic. They argue that lifestyle factors, particularly among certain high-risk groups, play a significant role in the development of AIDS. For instance, they point to the widespread use of recreational drugs, such as amyl nitrite, in the gay community during the early years of the epidemic. They suggest that these drugs, known to suppress the immune system, may be a contributing factor to the development of AIDS. Furthermore, the authors highlight the prevalence of malnutrition and poor sanitation in developing countries. They argue that these factors compromise the immune system, making individuals more susceptible to opportunistic infections. They suggest that AIDS in these regions may be primarily driven by these factors, rather than solely by HIV infection. By emphasizing the role of environmental toxins, drug use, and malnutrition, Duesberg and Mullis challenge the singular focus on HIV as the sole cause of AIDS. They call for a broader understanding of the epidemic, one that considers the interplay of various factors in compromising the immune system and leading to the development of AIDS-defining illnesses. Silencing dissent, the suppression of alternative voices. Duesberg and Mullis argue that the scientific community has been resistant to considering alternative viewpoints on the cause of AIDS. They claim that their research and publications questioning the HIV/AIDS hypothesis have been met with censorship and ridicule. They suggest that this resistance stems from a combination of factors, including the influence of pharmaceutical companies, the desire for research funding, and the fear of challenging established scientific dogma. The authors contend that pharmaceutical companies with a vested interest in promoting HIV medications have played a role in suppressing dissenting voices. They argue that these companies exert influence over research funding and publication outlets, making it difficult for scientists who question the HIV/AIDS hypothesis to secure funding or publish their findings in reputable journals. Duesberg and Mullis's claims of censorship and suppression of alternative viewpoints highlight the importance of open debate and intellectual freedom within the scientific community. They raise concerns about the potential for conflicts of interest and the need for transparency in research funding and publication practices. The importance of scientific inquiry and open debate. Inventing the AIDS virus is a controversial book that challenges the prevailing scientific consensus on the cause of AIDS. Whether or not one agrees with Duesberg and Mullis's conclusions, their work serves as a reminder of the importance of constantly questioning and reevaluating scientific theories. The author's willingness to challenge the status quo, even when facing intense criticism, is a testament to the spirit of scientific inquiry. Their work underscores the importance of open debate and the consideration of alternative viewpoints in the pursuit of scientific truth. While the scientific community has largely rejected Duesberg and Mullis's claims, their book continues to generate discussion and debate. It serves as a reminder that science is not a static field, but a constantly evolving process of discovery. The AIDS epidemic is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. It is essential to continue to explore all avenues of research in order to develop effective prevention and treatment strategies. Ultimately, the goal is to find a cure for this devastating disease and alleviate the suffering of millions around the world.